A big congrats on Superstore, Nico. It's a consistently awesome show that speaks volumes about the plight of the blue collar workers, I think. And now I'm sad. It's ending.
It's ending. All good things must come to an end, as they say. We've had an incredible run. It's been 6 seasons, and especially in this day and age, that is such an achievement. Of course, it's bittersweet for all of us in the cast and crew. We've really grown as a family, and I don't know. This has been my life for the past 6 years, so it's gonna feel really strange when the day comes that I don't drive up to the Universal Studios lot to go to work. Yeah, it's gonna be a weird adjustment time for me.
Oh, now your character of Mateo Liwanag has gone through so
Mhm.
many arcs, right? From a feisty, gay, undocumented Filipino immigrant to falling in love and everything in between. Paint the evolution of Mateo for us.
Well, Mateo just first started off as this sort of really, abrasive, sort of bitchy character. And he was sort of just supposed to be like one of those characters that sort of pokes everybody's and pushes everybody's buttons. And then you discover this thing about him. Oh, he's undocumented. That really sort of informed you about why he is the way he is, and why the stakes are so much higher for him. And for a lot of Filipinos, they can really relate to that experience because I've always said this, like, and every Filipino out there knows somebody who is undocumented. Anybody out there living in the United States, like there are so many undocumented people living in this country, contributing to this country, and it was really such a refreshing chance for me to be able to portray that on screen, because you just don't see those portrayals that often.
That's right. Now, when I first spoke with you, I think it was back in 2016. The show was just getting its groove. Did you ever think that you guys will reach season six?
I no. For me, I was really like, Superstar was my big break. It was my first big job. I was kind of just like still waiting for the other shoe to drop. In this industry, it's really feast or famine, and you just never know what's going to happen, because so much everything in this industry has nothing to do with you, and you don't make the decisions. So I was kind of just like, we'll just see how long this goes. And for us to be finishing off on season 6, we're gonna have 113 episodes.
Wow.
I never would have imagined that continuous journey. So
Oh,
yeah.
and also when you talk back in 2016, I was praising the show for its forward thinking, putting an undocumented gay Filipino as one of its main characters. I mean, do you think the show still remains a trailblazer, at least in the social rights issue, until the end?
Definitely, that's what our show does best. It's like shedding light to all these current events and topics that affect everyday Americans, that are important to everyday Americans, without really hitting people over the head with it. And that's the sign of a good comedy. It's sort of like sneaking in the message, and when you allow people to laugh about the issue, it really disarms them about the issue and makes them think about it in a different way. So that's what our show does best.
What was your favorite part about being on Superstore? I mean, I guess your most memorable experience looking back.
There's so many. The pilot episode is always gonna have a very special place in my heart, because that was like when we first really all met each other, and really got a chance to really work with each other, and discover each other's rhythm of comedy and acting. So that was really special. I don't know, I'm gonna miss the people. Like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine not going to work on this set, because has been my life for the past 6 years. Every episode that I work on, it still feels like the first day of work. It really does. I know it's so cliche, and I'm sure everybody says that about their show, but for us, it really is true. Every time we show up on set, it still feels like the first day of work. We still love each other as today as we did when we first filmed the first pilot. And yeah, it's just, I don't know. I can't even think about the show ending. We've consciously. I had dinner with the cast last night, and we were like, let's just not even think about the
Oh,
last week of
no.
filming because we can't, it's just too much.
So you guys had bonded, right? That's my next question. Is you've been friends with the cast now?
Yeah, we've gone really close. We've gone on many trips together as a cast. We hang out outside of work. They've become my family. These are the people that I will text at like 3 in the morning when I'm like freaking out about something. And yeah, I never expected to have such a close relationship with them. Yeah.
You mentioned the pilot. My favorite episode, it's a Mateo centric episode, is Mateo's last day from season 2, because it kind of shows the whole element of Mateo. I think. Do you agree?
Yeah, I love that episode. It's so funny. I didn't realize that that was the title of the episode. So when we got the email for the table read for that episode, all I saw was Mateo's last day, and I immediately emailed the showrunner. And I was like, "Is there something you need to tell me? Am I getting fired for real?" It's like, no, 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 no. Don't worry, don't worry. But yeah, that was a really great episode. Yeah, I remember that one.
Looking back as well, was there any regrets about any parts of your character, the show?
I don't have any regrets. It's so
Wow.
rare for me to be able to portray a character that is so close to who I am in real life. I myself I'm LGBT. I'm immigrant. I'm Filipino. There are so few Filipino characters on American television. For them to take Mateo, who was originally written as a straight Latino character, and really, like transform it and turn him into a gay Filipino character because I ended up being cast in it. Um, I was just like, really, that's really special to me. The fact that I'm able to represent not only my Filipino side of my identity, but also the queer side of my identity. It's a privilege, and I don't take that lightly.
You know what? Superstore is a conundrum, right? I mean, the writers of the show, on one hand, I've heard them mention that Superstore is a great show that no one watches, while many fans are saying it's the next The Office, and I do agree with that. What can you say about that whole conundrum?
Well, I it's so funny because like they're like, oh, like no, nobody watches the show, nobody watches the show. Like this, uh, like in the past like month or so, we just got released on Netflix, not in America, but Netflix all over the world, and we are like in the top 10, top five in Netflix all over the world. So, and our audience keeps
Yeah.
growing. I mean, year after year, like from season one up to now, people are still just discovering the show, and that's a sign of a sort of a timeless comedy that you can watch. Even though people who would just watch the pilot now, it's just like, oh my god, this show is so funny. I think it speaks volumes, and it's such a testament to the quality of our show because it's still relevant today.
That's right. That's why I called it the next The Office, I think. Also, Superstore was also quick on adapting to the pandemic, right? COVID was even a
Hmm.
character.
Yeah.
Speaking of pandemic, how are you surviving it with your love, Zeke?
Well, thank God for Zeke because he's definitely been my rock through this entire time. The pandemic has been very, very challenging. I've been affected by it. I lost my stepdad to COVID. I lost recently, actually, just before Christmas, I lost an aunt to COVID as well. Um, there's been just a lot of tragedy, and like everybody else out there who's dealing with the stresses of quarantine, pandemic burnout, it's been a real challenge. And I have to say, being able to go back to work and film the show um, gave me sort of like a sense of normalcy in this crazy, crazy time. So I'm very grateful for that. But without this job and without my amazing partner, like I really don't know how I would have survived because it's been a tough one.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it's been really tough. But we're like everybody, we're surviving. Taking it day by day.
Your Joa, Zeke. Well, everyone is saying that the pandemic is a test to relationships, right?
Hmm.
What do you think so far? Is it progressing? Are we gonna hear wedding bells soon?
Well, maybe not wedding bells. We're not like we're in no rush to get married, but we just bought a house, so we're practically married, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, have you taken them to the Philippines, by the way?
No, not yet. He really wants to go. I really want to take him. We've actually been on a Filipino food kick lately because I've been sort of homesick and missing the cooking of my titos and my mom and my titas. So I was like, well, let's just order a bunch of Filipino food. So I have introduced him to the wonderful world of ube, and he's now obsessed with ube, as I am. So yeah, we're just sort of like eating our way through the Philippines for now until we can actually go there and visit.
Yay, or you can get Instapot. I learned how to cook kare-kare and all those hard ones in Instapot.
I just got one. I just got one because my mom actually came down for Thanksgiving. It was the first time I had seen her since my stepdad had passed earlier in March. And, I was like, Mom, gawa ka ng kare-kare. Paki-request, can I please? Can we have kare-kare? And she's like, I don't have pressure cooker. I'm like, don't worry, I'll get an instant pot. So,
Yeah.
so I just got one. I can't wait.
Google everything. It's all on my
Yeah.
favorites now. Kare-kare, dinuguan, even goto.
Oh my God, I love it. You're making me hungry. I just had lunch, but now I'm hungry again.
Right? Now what's next for Nico?
Well, I basically haven't had a vacation. Well, that's not true. I'm not gonna say I haven't had a vacation because I've gone on a few trips with my cast, but I'm gonna just sort of take my time and see what's out there. I, would love to create my own show. The pilot season is looking very different this year because of the pandemic. So the way things are being cast this year and the way shows are being greenlit are definitely different because things were on pause last year. So, I'm not worried. I've been really lucky in my career that things have sort of just like come my way, and I'm just gonna have to wait and see what's out there. But for now, I kind of, now that I have time and the show is ending, I do want to sort of like just breathe and take maybe like a month or two to just sort of exhale and enjoy and take stock and take a look at the life that I've been able to build and all the blessings that have been given to me because of the show. And yeah, just sort of take a little breather and then get back to work.
That's right. You want to stop
Yeah.
and smell the ilang-ilang.
Of course, of course.
Right? Now, going back to Superstore, what can we expect on the final season? I mean, this final episodes. As of this interview, I heard that you guys are doing your reading, I guess, next week. So
Yeah.
any teases you can give me? And everyone wants to know, will America Ferrera return?
Well, I don't know about that yet, but like we haven't even like read the last episode yet. But like we excuse me, we love America. So if she's gonna come back, we would love that. Anything can happen. She's got a busy schedule too, so who knows? Um, I know that for people wondering about Mateo's storyline, I do think that people will be happy with how we tie up his whole situation. It's going to be fulfilling for the fans, but we also still have to stay true to his situation. He is an undocumented immigrant, and we can't just wave a magic wand to fix that for Mateo. And we have to stay true to the confines of that of the parameters of that situation, because it also wouldn't be fair. We want to tell a truthful story about what undocumented people go through in this country as well.
Right. And we do have a lot of stories of that.
Yeah.
You know what? Before my final question, there's this. I just thought of something. Our interview I posted on YouTube, and there's a bunch of fans. I remember back then, you and I were kind of riled up, with the whole Trump thing, the right.
Oh my
thing,
gosh.
la 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 la. Most of the comments there are really really nice. Once in a while, we do get some right wing stuff.
Of course.
How are you doing politically? Are you happy?
Well, listen, now that Trump is not on Twitter, it's like there's this calm. There's just this calm. And I'm just so happy. I'm just glad that our country is now back on track and that we'll be able to move forward and start actually getting stuff done.
Yeah, yay. I agree with you. Now,
Yeah.
what can you say to your fans? The show has catapulted you to the international popularity, now even with Netflix, also with Crazy Rich Asians, of course. What can you say to your fans in American English first?
Oh, well, just to all my fans here in the United States and anywhere really, I've just been really, really grateful and thankful. I never in a million years would I've thought that you know, just a simple old girl from the Philippines could end up here, working in Hollywood in America. It's really been, like when I say a dream come true, like I'm not kidding. It has been a dream come true. So I'm just really thankful for all the support. That everybody's been showing me and our show and all the projects I've been involved with. It's been spectacular response.
The simple dalagang bukid.
Yes.
What about in Filipino? This is also going to be in the Filipino channel. So you want to say something to your Filipino fans, please?
Okay, sa mga kababayan, salamat po sa mga suporta niyo sa akin. It really means a lot. Hindi ko po nakakalimutan yon. So salamat po talaga.
And real quick, by the way, I'm just curious. Are you still in touch with some of our pop culture in the Philippines now, though? Not the ones during like.
No, you know what? We just moved, and I just told my boyfriend, I'm like, we need to get the Filipino channel because we just got our cable installed, and I'm like, because I'm missing that sort of that current that the current Filipino culture, because all I know of is like what I grew up with, and I haven't been back. Like the last time I was back actually was when we filmed Crazy Rich Asians. I had a little bit of time off between my scenes, so I went to the Philippines, and I was like, oh my God, a lot has changed.
Yeah.
I need to catch up. So my next stop is our next to do thing is to get the Filipino channel here so I can keep up.
If ABS-CBN call and say, "Hi, Nico, we want to build a show around you," would you do it? Would you have a show in the Philippines?
I'm totally down for that. Why pitch me and like I'll send it to my people. And we'll see.
My people will talk to your people. Exactly.
Yes.
Anything you want to add, Nico?
Again, I just want to say thank you to everybody out there. Like it's been an incredible journey, and I'm sure I will talk to you again once more for my next project, whatever that may be. But yes, thank you for sticking around and supporting us all these years, and we're really excited to bring you the conclusion to this amazing show.
Oh, thank you so much. And by the way, real quick, nag-improve na rin ang ating TFC. You can download an app, I Want TFC, and there's a bunch of stuff in there.
Oh, amazing. I'll do that.
Yeah. Salamat, Nico, so much as always. My Facebook friend.
Salamat. Yes, salamat sa'yo. And Palm Springs, my boyfriend and I like to go to Palm Springs all the time, so maybe we'll see you around.
Come visit. Just let me know. I will. Around. And I'll take you to 3 of the Filipino stores we have here.
Oh my God, please do. Please do. I would love that.
Promise. All right. Bye-bye, Babu. Maraming salamat as
Babu.
always.
Thanks, Manny.
Bye. Good luck.
Thank you.